by the way. We're streaming. Now I have to start talking. Hi guys. So today, our resident zombie is not available, so he won't be here. Allie Claw will be joining later. She's slightly tied up at the moment. So for now, you're stuck with just me. Sorry. But yeah, we'll see if I can't try to actually make words that make sense. Coppercore is here too.
Hello.
But he's not on drop pile. Alrighty, so
Should just work. Should just work. It's already set up.
there's probably going to be a lot of dead air. Alrighty, the first image is by, I can never pronounce his name, Aurelio something? Something that starts with an A and ends with Aurelio, or Aurora or something. I'm bad at names. Anyway, you just killed my session.
I joined your session.
You killed my session.
How would I kill your session then?
I don't know, you joined it and it died.
That doesn't make any sense.
What do you do? Are you in? No, you're not. See, you're not seeing the same thing I'm seeing.
Okay, that's a little odd. Okay, it's saying, alright, go up there and click host again. I thought it was. Okay, hold on, sorry, technical difficulties.
I'll figure this out. Just give me a sec. Nope. Yeah. No, it doesn't work like that. Oh, I know what I gotta do. I'm dumb. Hang on. I gotta do that, and then start a session on this one.
Oh, okay.
Ah, okay, there you go. Now you can jump.
Let's see if this will work now. You might have to kick me.
I closed the other one. Alright. Stream. This is a really cute pose, and I was reading the post and he said he's going to give her like a tree behind her and a field and stuff. That'll be really pretty. Alrighty, to start with. The limbs look a little small, which was mentioned in the on the subreddit, so I won't bother working on those. One thing that I would suggest is with the way that the neck is connected right here, maybe just leave off just a little bit of this neckline right here, because her head isn't turned completely. So just maybe just cut a little bit of that out. I'm drawing on the bottom layer again. Is the audio dropping for anyone else? The audio isn't really dropping, it's just really bad, I guess. I don't know. I'm the only one talking, and I don't talk all the time. I don't have anyone else to talk to. Sorry, Crispy. anyway, just adding just a little bit of blank right there, I think will help give a little definition to the neck. Now, I'm going to check the horn angle. It looks like it's a little bit low, but I could be wrong. I'm wrong. Give us a little head circle. Line. Middle of our head circle. Headline. Cross our head circle. Circle for our other circle.
Hello.
Hello. I am not alone. Yay.
Vital.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Sorry, I wasn't keeping my mic up because I'm streaming and my sound is going to the stream.
Yeah, I heard. Allie wanted me to come in with you.
Thanks.
Here, let me jump in here. You should throw the drop pile stuff in the chat so I know where to go.
Copy steps from URL on clipboard.
There's the address.
Oh, looks like it changed. Okay, good. It changed the port.
Oh.
Alrighty, looks like I'm not going to be alone now. Yay. Holland is coming to join. Alright, back to what I was doing. Drawing
Okay, session join.
I'm so bad at circles.
Scheisse.
Mm-hmm.
Join. 5, 4, 4, 4, 9. Join. There's nothing here.
What do you mean?
I don't see anything. Vital?
Yes. Yes.
I don't see anything.
Um,
Connect to server. Connection timed out. Crap.
I was going to say, it's definitely here.
Give me one more second. It really doesn't want me to connect.
Still having connection issues?
I'll know this. There.
Yeah, I can't connect.
That color is not a good color. Copper can help you.
Hold on, I'm working on it.
I cannot help with that. That is his thing.
Okay, where is the...
Stop working.
crit stream anyway. Cardo.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm?
Yeah. And of course I curved this horn because I'm horrible at this.
Try now, Hollow Note.
Ah, Allie Claus listening apparently.
Everyone in the stream is listening.
This is the traditional. Yes, it is. Okay.
By the way, everyone in the stream is listening. Oh, you're probably
Whenever
echoing the
Copper
stream
Core
really
gets me
bad.
into this crit stream, is the after stream still happening? Well, I kind of have to leave in an hour and a half, so I don't know.
Okay, quick question. Can the stream still hear Hollow Note? Hollow Note, can you say something?
Copper Core.
What?
Vital.
Can the stream still hear her? Okay, cool. Awesome. They can still hear you.
Can you guys even hear me?
Yes, they can. They just said that.
Wow, Allie Claus, like, okay. You are actually really good at assuming my questions.
I'm gonna try again.
Copper said to try again. I think he did fancy internet stuff.
Okay, I can't hear you through Discord. I have you up on my stream, but it's kind of being
That's because I'm not keying my mic up for Discord.
Ah,
I keep forgetting to.
why don't you have both?
What do you mean,
Okay,
why?
well, I can't listen to you and...
Hollow Note, try now.
I'm trying... Do I have to enter the port, or
Yeah.
was that just... Okay.
Okay, but anyway, I really like this. I really like this pose. The only thing I would suggest is maybe erasing a little bit of the again, just erasing just a tiny bit of that
Can you-
neckline, and then adding or
Can you...
changing the horn angle to a 45. What was that, Hollow Note?
I can't hear you, so I don't know when you're talking.
Hey, you joined.
Yeah, I
Right
joined,
in time for
but...
me to like close it and start a new one. Well, no, I'll wait till you look at it.
Mute the stream.
I can... Well, no, the problem is if I hear my stream and I get a feedback loop.
Well, I'll just make sure to key up my mic every time I talk.
That would be nice. Okay. So you already talked about the face?
I
'Cause
started.
I saw you doing something with the guidelines there.
Yeah, no, I was working on the horn mostly.
Vital?
I was working on the horn mostly.
Okay. Only thing that I see is kind of like right here. It seems a little bit pinched to me. Like, at this angle, the, what layer am I on? Okay, gonna move on the same layer. At this layer, I mean, at this angle, it would be kind of hold out a little bit, just because you don't really want to pinch this right here. Yeah.
Also, the lengths of the legs was already addressed because they're a little bit small, and
Yeah.
yeah, that's the only other thing that I really.
I would attach that a little bit back.
Yeah.
Define, there's a joint right here. Right here that you kind of need to define more. Cause you have the hoof well defined and everything, and I like that. Oopsies. But you don't really have much of a joint here. It just kind of noodles out, and like, yeah, it's a cylinder like this, but you kind of need to have more like 2 cylinders as opposed to just one, and you don't have to have like a hell of a big kink in them. You just need to make sure that they're defined better. Okay, that's it for me.
Okay. I really like this one though. It's really cute.
And
I want to
let
see
me
it colored.
leave. Yes, I want to leave a session. Session. Okay, I think I disconnected. Oh no, I can't critique Crispy.
Why?
Rehost it.
Okay.
Crispies. Let me see. Alright, it should be hosted again.
Try it without that port number on the end now.
I just okay.
It changed it. I don't know why it changed it. Just
Ah, why do you do this to me? Now I was gonna try and connect to the friggin'. Okay, let's. Not host. Cancel. Let's see.
So while you're getting that up, I was just going to tell you ahead of time. Someone else already commented on the ears being different styles because one ear is pointy and one ear is rounded. Somebody's already commented on that. Crispy said that they were mostly looking for to nail down shading and getting body proportions correct. So that's what I was going to focus on looking at.
Okay. If I ever connect.
Hope you connect.
Nope, couldn't connect to the server. Let's see if it'll. Coppercore, what are we doing here?
I'm checking. Hold on.
This is a really painful app. Alrighty, well, I'm going to start this up.
Why aren't you at work?
I just got off work.
It's like 5:47.
Oh. Well, oh, yeah, that's right. You live on the East Coast. Like, what?
Alrighty, so the first thing that I noticed for this one is that Pinky's arm is being completely cut off by Twilight. She just like lopped her arm off. Just sliced it off right here. Pinky's back. I'm gonna use pink for Pinky. It's super cute, first of all, but for stuff that I see. Alright, Pinky's back is right there. And Twilight's hoof comes down like this.
I'm trying to figure out what.
So that's the floor. So it pretty much looks like she just like lopped off her hoof, or her leg. What I would recommend to do to fix that is you want to add a little bit of Pinky arm up here, maybe, and move Twilight's hoof. So that it's up at like closer to this height. Now that's going to mean that the top of her body is just slightly higher than the back. So essentially what you'll do is you'll have her body angled slightly instead of having it completely flat, because again, the front of her body is higher than the back. Now, the only way that you would not have to do that is if you bent this leg, which is also a perfectly legitimate way to do it. But yeah, if you're going to have her standing on something, you either are going to need to bend that leg or show the angle in the body. If that makes sense. Because otherwise,
Still working.
she's going to be like standing wonky. Rehost.
Yeah, like go to session, leave. Okay, then go to session, host.
Awesome. Alrighty. There's really not a lot that I would say about this one. One other thing that I see though, in regard to like body proportions and stuff, and this is something that I have a lot of trouble with, is making sure that both ponies in a picture have the same proportions. Like for example, Twilight's legs, her back leg is a lot bigger than both of Pinky's back legs. Now I know that she's in front of her, but she's not like, there's not that much for shortening that you would really need. And I think Pinky's legs back here are probably a little bit too skinny. So maybe just kind of fatten these legs back. I'm using the wrong color. Just maybe fatten these legs up a little bit so they're closer to the proportion of these. Or just, you know, make these legs, maybe just make these legs a little skinnier. Something like that. But basically it's just matching the proportions of the two, because overall their proportions are pretty good. Like, very, very pony, you know, good pony proportions. Got circle, circle, and jelly bean kind of thing. But anyway, the overall proportions are really good. It's just getting those proportions matched up between the two characters that's difficult. And I do that a lot too, which, there's a really long story about that, but I'm not going to bother telling you that because it's boring and dumb. So as far as shading, the shading looks really good. No, it isn't. What isn't? The story?
Try now.
I forget there's like a delay. I don't know what you're
No
talking about, BFC. Oh, yeah.
No port number.
I'm bad at telling stories, so. Yeah, no, I'm not saying that the legs are too thick. I'm just saying that either these need to be thinned or these need to be thickened. Either one. Just as long as the legs have the same proportions, because they're similarly proportioned ponies. Now, if this was like Celestia, then I would say, yeah, she's gonna be a lot bigger, like up here and stuff. But being Twilight, the proportions are just fine. Yay, Hollow Note Major Man.
Okay, the only thing that I really have to say, and if you already talked about this, then just shut me up, but, I would define the wings a little bit better. Talk to probably Bear Stooper, he's really good about these, but, wings aren't pointed like that, really. They kind of go to a point, and then they come down, and the feathers kind of need to be defined in each way. Yeah.
Did you want to say anything about the shading? I haven't really gotten to shading yet.
I'm terrible at shading, but
So
okay.
I don't really shade
see
much.
here.
Oh, I did have one thing that I was going to say because I noticed it earlier about the shading. I just thought of this. I just remembered it anyway. When you're shading a mane and the tail, you don't want to just shade it as one big solid lump, even though it's kind of a solid lump, the way we draw them for ponies usually. But, when you're shading a mane, it's gonna have, like, sections and stuff to it, even if it's a sort of almost cohesive lump. So, like, if you're coming out of here, you know, you're gonna have darker spots, like this. Even though this is all one color area, this is all gonna have, like, darker spots like this. And, of course, they'll get progressively darker as you get into the actual shaded area. So there's difference between like the drop shadows and like the actual shadows of the hair, if that makes any sense. I'm not sure because, like I said, I'm really bad at shading and I'm probably using the wrong words here. Yeah, okay.
One of the big things that I know a lot of people start doing when they start shading is a grid work. So like over here on Pinky's mane, what you should be doing is like showing how the shapes interact with each other, and then you can think of each one of these little squares as planes. And so, oh God, somebody just messaged me somewhere. So what you should be doing is then you can say, well, this is a different plane, and then this is a different plane, and since like it looks here like your light is coming from kind of this way, so I would suggest like trying to plane it out a little bit, and like if you can, when you're on like digital or something, I would just kind of try and show where each one of these planes is and then plan it out from there. So see how I'm breaking up these because every complex image, every complex thing is actually just small little shapes by themselves, and so you can break it up like that, and so you don't have to really think, well, where is this light stopping and where is it coming from and everything. So you can do that with like everything, like because her head is a big circle too, and that's not entirely right, but yeah, you get the idea. You can do it with like legs and showing how each one comes down and everything. So a good way of trying to work with light is just think of each one of these as a flat plane, and then as you light each one, you can actually kind of blend it together a little bit. Yeah, because, well, you shouldn't be thinking what, like, you shouldn't be thinking in 2 dimensions here, because you have 3 dimensions, in that you're drawing on a 2-dimensional area, however, you have, like, a box, and you should be thinking, oh, that's entirely right, you should be thinking, well, how can I portray these characters to be inside this box correctly? And I mean, you shouldn't be thinking, how am I gonna make this look right in a way that, like, on the piece of paper, you should be thinking, well, this is a sphere, this is a cylinder, and light, if you want it to come from over here, you can say, well, how is this light going to interact with this, and going from it like that. So right now you have the light coming from 2 different areas as well, because it's coming from the like over here down into it, and it's also coming from behind them like that. So you have 2 conflicting shadows, like under her belly right here, but then you don't have any shadows being cast from her to Pinky except for right here, and then you have another light source coming from over here, so that Pinky will actually have the light there. But so you need to decide where your lighting is coming from, and then work from there, and work like with planes as opposed to just shading it all together. Cause yeah, there like here is another conflicting shadow, and her entire face is conflicting as well, because you have a lot of shadow right here, with no shadow on her face, and if she's standing over top of her like that, you have to think, this is three-dimensional space in here, so is she going to be standing right over her, and so should this be shaded right here? Okay, okay. But yeah, I mean, shading is difficult. Once, like, shading kind of really leads into coloring, in my opinion, because, like, once you could do really good grayscale, all you have to do is just turn that into colors, and then, wow, it's beautiful, shaded, and colored correctly. I don't know how to draw a straight line.
Me neither.
Yeah, the only other big issue here is I see that Pinky's tail is kind of flat. Like, you have this huge mane, and then the tail's tiny. Like, so what I would do, personally, I would fluff it up, and I wouldn't necessarily bring it in front of them, because not only is that bringing attention down here, because you have a lot of contrast between, like, them and everything, but I would bring it behind them, possibly just, like, have it over here and just fluff it out, so that her mane and her tail aren't, like, two big differences in sizes.
Yep.
I think I've marked this up enough.
Alrighty, so
Do you have any, Crispy, do you have any questions or anything about this? Because, I mean, I'm completely willing to explain my thought process on all of this. Vital Drew first layer.
Didn't think I did. Oh, I did, didn't I? I'm bad at this.
You don't. Okay, cool. I am all done then.
Okie dokie.
Should probably leave the session.
Alrighty. I will go ahead and leave the session, or end the session.
I think Feek is.
Yeah, no, I already have his.
trying- And you're recording this, right?
I
'Cause
am.
I'm not.
Actually, I just took a picture of it, but I need to upload it.
Well, no, I mean, are you recording the actual stream?
Yes, I'm recording the stream.
Okay.
Alrighty, was Seek the only one in the chat who linked one already? I may have
I
missed
think
one.
so.
He's the only one that I saw.
Yeah, I think Feek is the only one.
You have a thing? Feel free to link your thing.
Help Me Draw Horses also has a thing.
Yes, that's what I was just saying.
Like, speak up then.
I'm sorry.
You're so quiet.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, do you want to grab Feek's thing?
I'm doing it right now. I had to take a picture, upload it, save it, then download it.
Am I good to come back in?
You are. It is hosted.
Let's see if this will actually, like, let me come back in immediately.
Alright.
Walking.
Yes, I didn't open that one up because it had a whole bunch of critiques already on it. But we can take another look at it. I'll just have to read through there and see what's already been said. But we'll get to that one as soon as we're done with Seeks.
I don't think it's gonna allow me to. Nope, it just is. Okay.
I posted the number again because I don't know if it's different every time or what.
It should be the same, but okay.
Should be active.
I get what you mean.
Should be active.
Walking thingies as in like the legs that make them walk, right?
Okay, there we go. It's loading. Give me a sec.
Hey, next time just host it. Don't plug into that external link.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Alright, let's do this thing.
Okay, here we go.
Somewhere. I have a really rough this thing.
Wow, this picture is freaking massive. Okay. There's...
My camera has good quality.
Okay. Biggest thing here I see is anatomy issues. Really, I suggest working on under sketching. I see a little bit of it, but I feel like you just kind of eyeballed this, because right now there's that, and that. So with anatomy, you kind of want to make sure that all of these circles are correct before you move on. Like there, and there. So the way that the anatomy works with this, while drawing these, is that you want to make sure that the circles are pretty much intersecting, because there's never going to be a time in which the character is so long that you will have two circles that are so far apart that they're not actually touching. Because right now, this is a noodle, and you gotta under sketch it first. Second thing that I see right now is that you have a lot bigger head circle than the chest and the butt. So what it looks like you've kind of overbalanced her, and so you have a like bigger area for her head as opposed to the rest of her body, and it kind of gives a chibi feel, which you don't really want. Really, I suggest working on a lot of your anatomy stuff, because right now, you want to make sure that you have it all correct. The mouth is a little bit wide, and the horn doesn't seem very three-dimensional to me.
I actually did a sketch from that exact same reference of this pose. Don't know where I put it though.
Yeah, that one is kind of wrong in the pose itself. The neck is really long, and the actual angle that you drew them at is different. very stylized. Like the actual Can I see that? See, you did it. What? See what?
Oh, you're
Oh.
talking about something else.
Yeah. So this reference is really highly stylized, which I don't suggest getting into until like way later, because you should learn how to draw very show specific first, and then kind of branch out into your own thing. And you shouldn't necessarily think, oh, this is my new style. You should just kind of draw, and if you do something that you like, you should be like, oh, I like that, and then keep doing it, as opposed to, oh, I'm going to try this new thing, see if it'll work. Because style doesn't really, you don't force yourself into style, it just kind of comes.
Yeah. And it's definitely good to start with show style, and
Yeah,
then
you should learn.
you evolve
the-
from that once you get it right.
The biggest thing right now is that you need to learn how to get your anatomy correct and get your proportions and everything correct before you actually do anything to like change the way they look. No.
Yeah, that's not.
No. You're okay. So you can say that yes, the show is stylized, and okay, yes, it is stylized. But if you want to draw their characters, you're going to need to know how to draw like them. Because you can say yes, that part's stylized, and yes, you are correct that it is. However, that is the base style for this now. You can't just say, well, that's stylized, so I don't have to pay attention. No, these are professional people who have spent literally years now working on this, and so you have to follow their lead as opposed to just saying, well, that's also stylized, so I'm just going to do my own thing. That doesn't work. Because, no offense, but I know that you haven't been spending as long of a time on this as they have, and they are very professional at this
Also,
now.
what I would say is there's nothing wrong if you want to get horse references and draw horses. That is perfectly fine. I do that.
Fine as well.
I do that, but I also get show style stuff and draw that. And yeah, you shouldn't hide behind saying that's your style if you were trying to draw something else. But
Own your mistakes, because mistakes are how you learn. If you do everything correctly, you're not learning anything.
You're learning how to do it correctly.
No, because you've already known how to do it correctly.
That's true. If you're doing it correctly, then you probably know how to do it correctly. Anyway.
Exactly.
But what I was gonna say is there's nothing wrong with drawing horses. You can draw horses. That's perfectly fine. If you want to draw show ponies, you can draw show ponies. And then just let your art evolve from that. Like,
don't try and force yourself into a style. And do not hide behind, this is a style that I chose, because I can almost guarantee you that a lot of people who are not good at art now have done that before. And when people say, well, this doesn't look right, they say it's a stylistic choice, and you can't expect to get better if you don't accept that you need to learn how to do the base stuff first.
we'll make this Christmas pony. So as far as like basic anatomy things to work on, I would start with thickening up these legs and, like Colin said, getting those body circles closer together.
You should definitely draw from the show reference if you're trying to draw from this. And references don't necessarily mean they're exactly like the pose that you're drawing. However, they're closer to, references. So, say I wanted to draw a lame pony like this, I could use that. I could use this as a reference and have an entirely different pose and everything. You're not looking for a thing to exactly get the pose off of. And that's another thing that a lot of people I see do is when they're looking for references as well, I can't find this exact pose, and then they give up on the pose and do something else. You don't necessarily want the perfect reference, because then you're not making your own, you're copying from another person. So yeah, I suggest working, and that neck is really long. I suggest working from show style stuff. Get the body circles a lot closer together. Make sure that you have the anatomy from the show as opposed to the anatomy from another person, because the anatomy from another person may not be show style, and while their style might be that and they have a way to make it work, you shouldn't learn their style. Yeah, it's really just a big thing on anatomy here, I see. Yeah. I'm all done. I'm just playing around with my own thing now. So if you want to say anything vital, go
Okay.
ahead.
I think you pretty much covered, like, everything.
Okay, do we have another one?
Help Me Draw Horses had his, and I need to look and see what the comments said, because there were a whole bunch of them, and so I didn't bother saving that one to do, because there's already some crits. So let me go read what's been said, and then we'll say other things.
Why don't you start up another one first, and then I will start on it while you read the comments. And then you do your thing while I read the comment. So we're not just sitting here. Is this anatomy better? Not particularly. You have the same issue. The body and the butt circles are too far apart, and the neck, well, actually the neck is actually pretty decent. But one of the problems that I see with your art concurrently is that you have this kind of, okay, so let's see if I can actually draw this without it going off the screen here. You have this neck that goes straight up, and it's a cylinder like that, straight into the head, which that's not how it works. The way that necks work on these characters is that it actually bottlenecks down, so it's thinner here than it is down here, and that's really crappy, but whatever. So it shouldn't necessarily just be this like straight cylinder.
you ready for me to open up the new one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, doke.
Although I should probably leave the session.
Well, you'll get booted out when I leave. Alright, session is hosted. Oh, Helena will very muchly like this one. I forgot about that.
But yeah. Okay. You don't like the tail. What is MCH?
I think it's an E. Meh.
Oh, that's an E. Okay. Let me see. Okay. So, first thing I see is again the circles. Why am I not red? Why am... Okay, that's kind of broken. Okay, so let's see. You have a circle here, and another circle here. Oh, okay, cool. So first thing that I see right now, and you are help me draw horses. I'm just gonna call you horses. That's fine. I'm just gonna be working with the main drawing because I can't bring it up on the stream myself. So the big deal that I see right now is that you kind of have this extra butt space, and you gave him the booty, and I see what you were going for there because everybody likes that plot, but the circle doesn't necessarily go that far, and you kind of want to round that. You want to round it up. So, like, yeah, the butt'll kind of be higher than the back right here, and everything, but not to the point that it's reaching the mane. Okay, so yeah, the circles are meant to be guides, not a definite outline for your pony, and that's perfectly right. Which is correct. However, when you look at the circles, you shouldn't necessarily have this extra butt space. So now again, like I was telling Theek, your neck does the same thing. It kind of just cylinders out to the head. You should have. I don't know if Idol's talking.
I'm not.
Okay. You should have a bottleneck, and it's thicker at the chest and thinner at the base of the head. So, yeah. And yeah, the head comes out like, whoa, connection is funking up. If they're leaning forward, it's a little bit more weird. It'll still have a bottleneck, but it'll be less pronounced. So yeah. Okay, with the tail, it looks like Vital's actually doing that part, so you can deal with that. Second thing that I see is the hawk. Yeah, I did draw a tiny head, but I don't really care right now. Itty bitty, yeah. Circle-y, I guess, yeah. But yeah, I'm not really talking about that because your head is actually pretty fine. The size proportion is a little bit big, but yeah. It's fine overall, in my opinion. Second, next thing I want to talk about, I suppose it isn't second, is this hawk, which is this like angle part for people who didn't know. not. It feels really sharp right now. Like you have this angle on it. Um, they're kind of. You need to kind of round it out and bring it in. Like I'm not bring it in. I'm sorry. Just kind of round it out a little bit because that is really sharp. And make sure to define your hooves a little bit, because right now you just kind of have them ending, and it's cylinder, and again it kind of cylinders out. Um, Organic things aren't defined by, well, it's kind of hard to explain, because organic things are shapes, however, not shapes in their most static way.
You can use basic shapes like cylinders to... Wow, that's not a cylinder. You can use basic shapes like cylinders to get a generalized feel of how something looks, but bodies, biological creatures do not have those perfectly symmetrical body parts. Like, if you look at your arm, yes, you can describe your arm as a series of interconnected cylinders. However, your arm doesn't look like a series of interconnected cylinders. They look like a bunch of very detailed, interconnected Ingon thingy-mabobbers.
Exactly. People and horses and pretty much any kind of organic thing doesn't have straight lines. And they don't have right curves like this. Like, there are no angles like that. It's all rounded. Even if you take your elbow and, like, bend it to the most point, even your elbow is rounded at the end. Okay, so, yeah, try and round things out a little bit more. Define where your hooves are. I was about to say something else, but I don't remember. Oh, yeah. Horizon line. Basically, it shows where the, it shows where the, horizon is, of course, because, yeah. But right now, it's really low because of how you have the hooves. They're really close together, like, vertically. So you have this one right here that's closer to the person who's looking at it, and then you have this one right here, and they're really close together, like, vertically. This one could be a little bit higher. And what that does is it shows you that there's actually space in between here from the, like from the belly here, because this is three-dimensional. You have to think 3 dimensions. So you need to kind of have these hooves a little bit higher up, basically, to show people that they have a stance, and they're not just standing like that. And then body and stuff. But yeah, like, because right now it looks like they have, like, it looks like they're very close together, or the horizon line is, like, incredibly low, which means you're basically taking a picture from the ground. And
What was that?
I'm gonna let Idle talk for a little bit.
What was that? Okay, so all I really did here for the tail was just to add some volumes to it. So you had this line that went through here. Hang on. You had this line that went through like this that doesn't have anything on it. Just this little bit right here. So I took that and we have it coming out towards us. So if you look at it, this blue line right here is like the back edge of that piece. and then this green line is kind of the other edge. So this is like a plane right here. Then you got this part of it, and so this is like a big chunk that comes out, and you got it kind of flipping down. And again, just add a little volume. We have the base of the hair. I'm gonna pick a different color real quick to make this stand out a little more because I'm bad at this. Wow, I'm really bad at this, by the way. Digital is not my thing. So anyway, we have that purple line and then this blue line. And all the blue line is it's just showing that there's this little bit of space right here that's like essentially the top of the hair. So like this. There's hair in there that's facing like up. Anyway, this just gives it a bit more sense of volume instead of looking more flat. And you can do the same thing with other parts. The only other thing that I really had was this part right here, the base of the tail. And all I did was I had this line coming out like this, and then I just added another line in down here that kind of shows you that yes, there is still tail there, but it's not that part. Does that make sense? It's kind of like the bottom side of it. It's visible through there, but it's not the part that's actually coming out right there. And I'm not sure if that makes sense. But this is a very happy horse. I like happy horses. I like the face. It's a cute face. Did you have anything else, Hollow Note?
No, that's pretty much it.
Did you have any questions? Horses. Help me draw horses. Speaking of happy horses. Alright.
Mouth is fine. The teeth are a little bit set back in, but yeah, I mean,
That is always a good objective. I would say the only thing that I can really see on this mouth is maybe this connecting line here. I would have curved it a bit more. Just maybe a little bit, then not quite that much. Kind of like that. And bring this out a little bit. Kind of like that. Give a little bit more definition to the jaw area. Because it just kind of ends in a point right there. So you want to give it a little bit more definition, maybe. But it looks really good. It's a good mouth. Oh gosh. Yes, we're MLP Dentist School.
Hey, I've gotta go. I gotta go do dinner and stuff before it closes, which is probably a good thing.
Okie dokie,
Bye.
Helena. Thanks for coming.
Bye.
Bye. Alrighty, did we have any other things to critique? Congratulations, your horse is now a princess. Oh, hands. You want me to critique those, Zeke? Those are like a bajillion times better than any hands that I could draw. I'm not sure that I can critique that. I've seen those hands, and they are really good. I don't have to be able to critique them. Seriously, I don't need hands. I have hooves. Don't you have hooves? Isn't that what you're using? Exactly. I apologize for defacing your pony, by the way. Oops, I closed all of them instead of just some of them. Something something Celestia given hooves. That one. I really don't know. I don't see anything particularly that like jumps out at me. Other than the fact that these hands are like completely amazing and way better than any hand that I can draw. Um, hmm. trying to decide if I just have really skinny fingers or if the fingers are too close together. I think I just have really skinny fingers. Because we don't have any more hands, Inky. Or, I mean, wow. Because we don't have any more ponies, Inky. If we have more ponies, we'll crit more ponies. If we have no more ponies, then we will open up draw pile for people to come draw in. Does anyone else have any more things to be critiqued? See, I had stuff that I was going to get critiqued, but none of the other critiquey people are here, so critiquing my own art doesn't work. Because if I knew what was wrong with it, then I could fix it. What did I show you? My art's bad. Chat critique. You all want to critique my horse head? I gotta find it first. I mean, I could show y'all, but I don't think y'all want to, like, critique it for me or anything. I don't know. That'd be kind of weird. I don't want to show my art on the stream. I'll just link it. I'll just link it. Because it's not cool to just show my art in the stream. Oh, that's the wrong link. Let me get the draw pile session started first. No, theirs should already be. Oh, nope, that's not working yet. Okay. Post. Get externally visible IP. Alrighty, if you would like to draw on the draw pile, here is the externally visible IP. Feel free to come and join. Oops. Thank you, Allie. Stop. No. I need to mute my mic so y'all can't hear me squeak.
What?
Shut up.
No.
Yeah.
They can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Why are you
No,
hey,
stop it.
why?
Stop it.
I'm asking you, why are you getting all
Because they're. Yeah, stop.
what, they like your art?
No, they like. Never mind.
Oh, I have to read this now.
Stop.
no smiling, every note is dying, silence is refining.